Hello, today we are going to cover some topics in science.
Hello everybody that's joining us, and welcome to the science lesson.
In, to- in today's podcast, we'll be talking about adaptations, mutations, natural selection, and biodiversity.
Yes, and we are going to start off with adaptations as our first topic.
So, what exactly is adaptation, Jaden?
Well, Hunter, adaptation is any change in the behavior of a species which helps it to survive and reproduce in its environment.
What examples are there for adaptation?
Funny you should ask. Some examples of adaptation would be plants adapting to the weather around them. Another that would be known is animals changing behavioral actions, or even another one would be an animal or species migrating to a different area.
You're saying that adaptation can be many things?
That's exactly what I am saying. When it comes between structural and behavioral changes, adaptation is important for living organisms. When environments change, the animals that cannot adapt will die. These adaptations can result in changes over genetics. Animals surviving pass on the mutated genes or those new adaptations to their offspring. This is known as natural selection.
Which then brings us to our next topic, doesn't it?
You're not wrong. Natural selection is our next topic that we'll cover.
Yes, and since we know what natural selection is, do you mind giving us some examples of what happens here?
Sure, why not? One would be deer mice, little cute mice that migrated to sandy hills in Nebraska. These little ones went from a dark to light brown, hiding from predators in the sand. When the predators would pick off the ones noticeable, while the rest that are a light brown actually survive due to adaptation.
You're saying if they take on new adaptations, they'll survive?
Yes, and the ones who didn't take on those adaptations will die out due to the predators they have. Oh. Adding that oh, blooper. Adding that if you were a zebra, alright? If you were a zebra, a natural predator would be a cheetah. Usually cheetahs are really fast, we all know that. But if you're a zebra, you would want to adapt to having quicker speed, giving more chance to survive. While zebras who don't adapt to having quick speed will die, obviously.
Alright. So if a chameleon couldn't adapt to its environment because of some disability, changing colors wouldn't be a possibility, making the ones who can change colors survive?
Yes, that would actually work for natural selection, which brings us to our next topic, biodiversity. Now I have a question.
Ask away, what is it?
Do you know anything about biodiversity and what we're about to talk about? Yeah, are you gonna say why?
Actually, I do know a lot about this. Do you want me to tell you about it?
Sure, why not? I can see what you know. Be the teacher.
Alright, so biodiversity are variations of life, whether it be between an ecosystem or habitat in the world around us.
So is it differences between organisms and species?
Exactly. Or, gosh darn it. Not quite. It is variations, so things like traits, genes, species, or even the ecosystem itself. This can actually be between terrestrial, also organisms/species that live on Earth, or marine marine known as organisms/species that live in water.
Alright, that makes a lot more sense. So it's a variety of things that organisms or species have that can be found around us.
Exactly. So some examples of species could be blue whales, white-tailed deer, white pine trees, and sunflowers, which have different varieties between one another.
Alright, I see what you mean.
Yep, and not only that, but we also have our last topic to cover. That topic we have left is mutations.
Wait, like a mutation as in turtles becoming sewer ninjas?
No, not what?
What about a human experiment turning into something like a zombie? No?
What? No, you're thinking a little out of what we want to.
Are you sure?
Definitely positive. Anyways, a mutation is is when DNA genes are damaged or changed. An example that can be used is DNA changing to a point it changes someone or something physically.
Something that changes your appearance? Does this also add on to your DNA, or does it have to change those cells?
Actually, a mutation can also duplicate DNA, which can be copied not just once but even multiple times, which is a type of mutation called duplication. This would be an example of mutations.
Really? I didn't know that, actually. Tell me more.
Another example, also a type of mutation, is an insertion. What happens here is extra pairs are inserted into places that are new in the DNA.
That's interesting. And look at that, we also finished our little podcast and went over everything.
That's right, and I hope you all enjoyed our podcast.
Bye, peace.
Bye-bye.